happening, everybody? Welcome back to Redemption with Jaden. We're going to be opening some stuff up today. I've got a couple of packs from our tournament this past weekend. I was a local. I took first with my Posty Persians deck, so I got a couple of packs for that. And then I also recently got a shipment from our friends over at Your Turn Games, who are kind enough to sponsor this channel, and so they are sponsoring this video as well as I mean, I didn't get these for free or anything, but I did purchase these from Andy and wanted to open up a box of Times to Come. We're going to be hunting for those elusive foils, and we're going to open up these Your Turn Games mystery packs as well. You can head on over to Your Turn Games and pick some of these up. They've got some ultra rares, some promos, legacy rares, and some scratch and dent cards, all for $40 for individual packs, $33 per pack if you order 3, and $30 per pack if you order 5. I have 3 of them in here, so we're going to be opening those 3 today and see what we can get. Maybe we'll hit one of the hot packs, which has double the amount of cards, and there's also a foil Promised Land that was sent out among the 50 mystery packs that Andy made. So we know exactly what cards could be in here. One of them is a foil Promised Land, so that would be sweet. One of the hot packs would be sweet. Either way, we will get to that at the end here. So I'm going to start out with these loose packs here that I got as prize packs, opening a Gospel of Christ here first. What we're really hoping for is an ultra rare or a crowd's choice here would be kind of the ideal for GOC. There's not a whole lot of other cards that I need still, but we got our rares, the Expatriator, 4 Jack McCoin, the Legacy Rare Romans Destroy Jerusalem, Legacy Rare Wandering Spirit, and Legacy Rare Unholy Writ. Wow, triple Legacy Rare pack here. And these are just in the common slot, so they're not as rare, I guess, as they would be in like a Fall of Man pack or something like that. But let's go ahead and I'm not going to be opening any Roots stuff in this video, so sorry if you're hoping for that, but we'll do it the more I don't know, exciting way with Lineage of Christ, or sorry, what is this? Times to Come, because there could be fancier cards in here. So we got the King's Henchman, Return to Fight, Zechariah the Seer, and the Goat with Horn is our rare from this pack. I think that might be... there are 3 cards that I don't have currently from Times to Come. I think I had all but one of them at one point, but I traded them away for some other stuff. So it'd be nice to get those 3. I think Seized for Servitude is one of them. Goat with Horn I don't believe is one of them, but I should have looked before I started recording here. Seized for Servitude. What else are we going to be looking for? Times to Come. Rulers over Earth, the Persian Fortress evil character one, and then Destruction from Persia, which believe, let's see, Destruction from Persia is the only rare out of those. So Seized for Servitude and Rulers over Earth are both commons. So yeah, let's get through the box here. I'm going to go relatively quick. I don't think we need to spend too much time on this set here. So we've done a box opening on the channel here before, so I'm not going to go through and read every ability on every card or anything. Darius' Satraps, Allowed to be Trampled, Return to Curse, and Forces Arise. Nice to have another one of the dominants there. Like having those rare dominants. Should find a better spot to put these Roots cards. I'm just going to set them right over here. Alright, I'm just going to alternate every other side here. I think that's a good way to do it. I don't know. Picking randomly is too stressful, Alright, we got Servants by the River, the Heavenly Watcher, a couple of Daniel Angels, the Depraved, Crimson one, and then Bound Before the Fire. It's nice for it's a lot of these single brigade character and enhancement, especially enhancement rares, are nice to have multiple copies of. Really, that's part of the reason I got the box, is because I haven't opened a whole lot of Times to Come yet, and I'm a Type 2 player through and through. But, you know, by my roots, I guess. I don't know. I gotta have a good Type 2 collection here, so. Alright, it's Lucas the Victorious, Given from God, Servants of the King, and Cyrus the Great. That's one that I probably don't need 4 of for Type 2, but he is pretty good. Great, you might say. I'd maybe put 2 of him in a deck. He's kind of a niche character, so it's like if you're built around him, then you know, you can benefit from having multiple copies. Babylonian Wiseman, Falsified Claims, the Stars Cherubim. I can't remember how they differentiate them. Hey, this one is the Artist Unknown. The other one is like Blake, something, William Blake. I don't know. And then Without Touching is the rare. It's another one that an enhancement rare. It'd be nice to have 4 of, just in case. It's pretty good if you could get it to, like, you know, to play first somehow. That would be kind of nice. I don't think there's a way that Greeks have to do that, though, at this point. Like, to basically just sidestep dominance and that kind of thing. Although, I guess, or like initiative kind of thing. If they have dominance, they can still play those anyway. So, yeah, it's not that big of a deal. Mostly just for initiative. If you're bigger than them, though, and you play Without Touching, that's nice. Because then their heroes will be discarded. Behold the Lord, Relayer of Messages, The Lord Calls, and Final Act. That's another one that, I don't know if I need 4 of that enhancement. Might be a little overkill. I don't know, maybe there's a certain style of deck where, you know, you just aren't playing very many other enhancements, and so being able to play that and just shuffle your hand to draw 8 you know, multiple times throughout the game would be good. Patrollers of the Earth. I like having multiple of him. A generic hero that just gets better if you have more of them, especially if you can band them all into battle together. Babylonian Officials, Allowed to be Trampled, and second the Final Act. All right. Guess we get the encore. All right. Anyways. Just start dropping those over here. And what do we got? Shattered and Scorched, Axe, the Overseer, and Jeremiah the Weeper. Nice to have another copy of him. Might be a few decks that he could just slot right into if I want to have multiple Prophet decks and, you know, one Jeremiah specific deck built at the same time or something. You know, that'd be not too bad. All right, here we got Perez. That's one that I could see having multiples of in a Type 2 deck. Okay, yeah, so here's the William Blake Cherubim, Last Days, and Pride Laid Low. Would I put 4 of those in a Type 2 deck? I don't know that I would necessarily. It's not that great. It does involve music, though, so there could be a deck where you want that. All right, Falsified Claims. This one is pretty good. I would definitely run 4 of those if, you know, if a deck called for it. It's not like, I don't know, Type 2 is kind of at the point where running 4 of a card is kind of tough because there are so many good options that you know, having 4 of the same one is maybe not ideal unless it's like, you know, really, really good. But Falsified Claims could be close. It's just so flexible, and then taking cards from either your reserve or your opponent's reserve is pretty good. Then we got the Brown Depraved, 1290 Days, and Kingdom of the Divine. Get those Daniel Lost Soul Type 2 decks. Maybe. Somebody want to go in and get 14 copies of the same Daniel Lost Soul from the fundraiser with me. Ariok the Bodyguard, 1290 Days, another one of those. Overlooked Ordinances, and the Restored Land, the other good fortress in the set. I think there's just those two that are in the set. Not looking too good on our cards we need here so far. We're pretty close to halfway through. Nothing yet. All right, 70 weeks. We got the Black Depraved, so we got full set of those now. Benefits from Believing and Perplexing Vision. Ooh, nice to see another one of those for sure. That one I value a little more than Forces Arise. It's a little more flexible. I mean, they're both pretty good, but Perplexing Vision, I think, just gets put into more decks. Like, Forces Arise pretty much only a Greek deck, a little bit. Or, there's some potential if you've got some, like, other idols that you want early, but Perplexing Vision, that can go in, any Daniel defense or Magician defense. Seems good. Leaders for the Lord, Surveying Spirit. Am I having another one of those? Another generic single brigade hero to have a copy of. Heavenly Watcher in the Book of Knowledge. Justin in Booster Draft at our tournament this past weekend. Justin got the Book of Knowledge with a pretty close to Unity Genesis offense, so he was using that to look at hands, and that was kind of annoying. Pretty much always get the draw when you're in Booster Draft too, because it just has to be 2 or more Evil Brigades. So that was pretty good. He did not win, though. I blame him for letting Bill win. But Bill Voigt took down our multiplayer Booster Draft with 3 players at each of the 2 tables, and then we had a couple of guys that drafted and played teams with their draft decks, so that was kind of fun. Jerusalem Filled, Seraph, Belshazzar's 1000, and another Without Touching. Could be a sign. Maybe I got to build a Greeks Type 2 deck here. I feel like Greeks would be pretty solid in Type 2. Just got so many different tools, and like trying to Artemis to be able to get to whichever one you need. And like it just seems like a good long game defense. We got the Lord Dwells, Return to Fight, another one of those. Told to Take, and Belshazzar the Reveler. He would be in that Daniel Lost Soul Type 2 deck for sure, for doing kind of like Daniel Lost Soul, Soul Hide kind of stuff. Alright, another Told to Take. This one seems pretty good. What I like with this one is you can use it to capture a hero in their territory, and then you ban to up to 2 OT humans. So if you ban to like the POC Nebuchadnezzar and either Babylonian Siege Army or the one, I can't remember what the Babylonian one is, like the discard a captured character to discard a hero. And you can also draw 2. Like if you capture a hero in their territory, you ban to that guy Nebuchadnezzar. You do Nebuchadnezzar first to toss their next enhancement, and then is it the Babylonian officials? It's one of them, but you draw 2, you discard the character you just captured, and then you discard the hero in battle when you're tossing the next enhancement. Or if they have like 2 heroes in battle, you can capture one of them with Told to Take and then ban, and seems pretty good. None to Rescue, Behold the Lord, another one of those, and then Abednego. I would rather have duplicate copies of Meshach, and Meshach is a common. I don't know, Abednego is the one, it's probably the worst of the 3, in my opinion, from this set. I mean, I get what they wanted to do, like they kind of wanted to put some emphasis on the whole repeat keyword, because that's a new thing. I don't think it's quite there yet. If it said cannot be negated, then that would be something. I would probably give Abednego a fair shot with that, but just making them CBP It's just, he says, may ban a Daniel Human, or you may play a Daniel Human from deck. Good cards with repeat and special ability cannot be prevented. It's like, not quite there for me. The Depraved Perez, another one of those. It's kind of nice, like reserve up to X cards. It's the number of good brigades in battle is the X, but I mean, like, that's, depending on the matchup, that can be pretty good. Just hit their territory and then do some banding. Persian Presidents, I kind of wonder about doing a type 2 with multiple copies of this guy, but it's just like capturing a human from a reserve, so it's not as good as the old school one, where you got to capture heroes that had, or were either in set aside or had been set aside that game. That was one of my favorite decks, type 2 decks back in the day. Antiochus IV Epiphanies there. I had a Persians and Pharisees deck where I used 4 copies of Pretension to set aside my opponent's heroes, and then I'd use 4 copies of Persian Presidents with Lion's Den to make them cannot be negated, so that even if their heroes came back from set aside after the Pretension, then Persian Presidents could capture them. If they were in set aside, then I could just capture them and put them in Raiders camp and then let Persian Presidents die. It was a fun deck for sure. Angel of His Presence, the King's Henchman, Order to Kill, and Joel, son of Pethuel. See, now that would be kind of cool if the new Persian Presidents was like capture a hero that is or has been in your opponent's reserve, or maybe an A reserve this game. It'd be kind of a lot to keep track of, but I feel like that's not that bad. I don't know. It's I think it'd be okay, but I've been playing this game a long time, so it's kind of different for me than it would be for other players who wouldn't necessarily be as used to that. Enjoy their hands. I like this one. 4 copies in a type 2 deck? Maybe. I mean, like, it's kind of fun to just take your opponent's stuff and use it against them. Zechariah Seer, I like that. Ooh, Rulers over Earth, we got one. It's good to see. And another Abednego. All right. It's, not the worst. I don't mean to give you, too much grief here, Abednego, but just saying. I like the POC version is kind of that. The way that Daniel wants to play is more about banding, generally. That's just the stronger version of Daniel, in my opinion, and I think objectively. And Abednego doesn't really help, or this version of Abednego doesn't really help with that. You kind of more likely want the old one to get the Lost Soul protection, layered with Servants by the River to do that as well. But you got Impending Battle. This one is one that I think there's been a little bit of, I don't want to say controversy, but a little bit of disagreement between players. Like, is this good or is this not? I don't know. But the first turn, it seems pretty decent. It's the ability to reserve all heroes in battle, and it cannot be interrupted if used by a Persian. So any cannot be interrupted battle winner seems pretty good. But then it has that little second sentence there: opponent may add a hero to battle. And it's like, well, is it that great if they can just add a hero? It doesn't actually necessarily win you the battle. But if their hand is protected, if their territory is protected, which both of those are somewhat common, and then on turn 1, if their territory is if their hand is protected but their territory is not, they might not have another hero and territory to add. The problem is that they can add your heroes to battle. So your heroes and territory would not, would be vulnerable to this, I guess. If you have your own protection, so like Herod's Temple or Noah's Ark or something to protect your heroes from harm, that would protect from them adding to battle with or from this card. So yeah, I don't know. But in type 2, maybe it could be good. Like if you just keep on putting your heroes or opponent's heroes in their reserve, maybe there's something to that. I don't know. If they do a lot of banding, then it can be really good. If not, then you're not getting much value. But another Surveying Spirit, another Relayer of Messages, and a Babylon. Babylon is one that I could see being better in type 2. I'm not really sold on it in type 1 yet, because you're not getting that many upkeep triggers to make them do the discard from hand or capturing their human. But evil capture abilities being CBP is decent, but still it's just kind of slow for type 1. I really wish it protected Babylonians in your territory. because choose the blocker stuff is annoying. But Return to Curse, Thrown to the Earth, Alexander's Destroyers, and another Jeremiah. We got a good amount of duplicates here in this pack. I feel like, let's see, we've got 3 duplicate rares so far. Oh, 4. Yeah, Without Touching, Final Act, Jeremiah, and Abednego. That's kind of crazy. My first box that I opened on the channel here, I didn't have a duplicate until the very last pack. It was, I think, like 1 or 2 duplicate commons or something like that. So, all right, we got a Chaldeans, Rescued from Lions, Meshach, hey, there we go, and the Realm of Greece. All right. So we still need Seas for Servitude and Destruction from Persia. Those are the big 2 we're looking for, and of course more, significantly than that, a foil ultra rare would be sweet. But I'm about to sneeze. All right, hopefully I edited that out for you. All right, what do we got here? Relayer of Messages. Oh, Isaiah. Did you guys see that? Servants by the River, Eternal Believers. And look at that. Woo! We got one. Foil Ancient of Days. That is beautiful. Wow. It's a little hard to pick it up on the camera because it's kind of dark, but let me just put it in the light here. You can really see the shine on that one. All right. Now we're talking. Now we're in business. I'm happy. I don't need a Seas for Servitude or I'm just going to leave that one out here. I don't need a Seas for Servitude or what was the other card I wanted? I don't even care. I don't remember anymore. Let me grab a sleeve for this guy right here. Got these perfect fit inner sleeves. Some of the packs of them, like at least one of the packs of them, had some that weren't that great. They were maybe a little too tight, but this one has been pretty consistent that I've been opening there. So, all right. Well, I'm happy. Made the video right there. Maybe. Oh, could we get a double foil box opening video right here? Is that possible? Can we do that? All right. Let's see what we got the rest here. Another Dominant. That's cool. I like the duplicate Dominants. Although, I mean, like, I don't need that many of them because, especially the more niche ones like Isaiah's Call, I'm not going to build that many Isaiah decks. I didn't even do the thing this time. I'm not going to do it for the last pack. The Overseer, Ashpenaz, No Strength to Stand. All right. There's that. And one more pack. Got Abomination of Desolation. I like having more copies of that. Do you need 3 copies of this in a Type 2 deck? Maybe a Greeks Type 2 deck could use 3. 1 in reserve, maybe 2 in the main deck. Servants by the River, the Heavenly Watcher, Besieged by Babylon. I mean, the thing is, like, it reserves itself, so you can protect it pretty easily from getting hit by your opponent's stuff. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, if you want to use the draw, like, discard effect, then you probably want to, have a few copies at least to keep it around. All right, got those out of here. Look at that. Oh, even got the Return Games Mystery Pack sticker on there. Awesome. All right, they're not sealed quite like the other packs because he's just reusing the boxes here. So we got our 3 like ultra rare, promo, and legacy rare. I don't know what order they're in here, but then here's our scratch and dent cards, which honestly, like, these look pretty good. Like 2 Bears, Overcome, Disciples of the Lamb, Onesiphorus, and Out of Bethlehem. Like, you can barely even see the scratch and dent stuff. Like, really, it's just, you probably can't see it super well on the camera there, but there's like some discoloring, that little redemption red on the borders of the card here. This one might just be because it's also like super off cut. But all of these are tournament legal, playable. They look mostly fine. There's no like, cards that are like a little bit ripped or anything. So yeah, pretty good on those. And let's just go from back to front here. Let's see the first one here. Oh, okay. Ultra Rare plus the cross. That's pretty sweet. I'm just going to leave these in their individual sleeves here. Ultra Rare plus the cross. All right, let's see. Now we got a Legacy Rare and a promo, I think, still. So, a Legacy Rare Damascus. Now, the LSC ones, I feel like, are a little bit harder to get than the GOC. Or, sorry, this is a promo, not a Legacy Rare. These are a little bit harder to get than the GOC ones, I think, because I don't know if LOC only was played quite as much as GOC only. But so then this should be a Legacy Rare here. And, ooh, we got one of the Lost Souls. That's nice. I like having the multiple copies of the Meek Lost Souls for sure. I do have 7 of these set for booster draft, so now I guess I can have one to keep separate, maybe for collecting to display somewhere or something. Okay, so let's do our scratch and dents. Nineveh, Stumble, Honey from a Lion, Temple Guard, Unrepentant Moabites. You can see these are just cards from like pretty much any set is fair game, any rotation set. And yeah, they're mostly just like discoloration along the edges or, really off cuts. And we even, see, that was a Legacy Rare. The rest of these are commons. I don't think they're like necessarily limited to only commons here, but I don't know what Andy was determining here. So, all right, let's go. Let's start with the Legacy Rare this time. So we got Confusion of Mind. It's pretty sweet. A Tribute. All right, I like that. And ooh, a Prince of Persia. Okay, that's nice. Having an ultra rare Prince of Persia. Or well, it's not a foil or anything, but still having another copy is pretty good. That one looks pretty sweet too. All right, last mystery pack here. It looks like we did not get any of the hot packs, but there's still a chance that we got the Promised Land foil. Who knows? Could be this card right here. Ooh, we got an Esau the Hunter. Okay, and this is the scratch and dent cards, so yeah, it looks like, there's just a little bit of discoloring on the edges there, but it's not that bad. Maybe there's a few little white spots on the edges there. If the camera will focus on it, probably not. But yeah, not too bad. So not all commons, that's for sure. Faithful Leaders, Parmenas, Six Bull of Wrath, Covenant of Eden. And let's see what we got here. I'm just going to go one at a time to not spoil anything. We got a Joseph Before Pharaoh Legacy Rare. All right, not too bad. We got a Pontius Pilate promo. That's cool. I like seen another one of those. And a Remnant Lost Soul. All right, well, of the ultra rares to get, not a super exciting one, but still, like, look at this. The cross by itself, ultra rare plus. That's like, what is 70? Is that 70 right now? I don't know. It's something like that. We got a Prince of Persia. It's about 50. For these 3, what are they called? Mystery packs, I paid $99. And I got the Cross, Tribute, Prince of Persia, Pontius Pilate, a Remnant Lost Soul, and all of these, which were in pretty good shape, including an Esau the Hunter promo. That one's pretty decent. It's an older, little harder one to get. So yeah, definitely worth the value there, and there is a chance that you get a Promised Land foil, because obviously you can see I don't have it here, so it's got to be in one of the other mystery packs. I don't think we've heard from anyone else who's opened it, so maybe someone opened it and is just keeping it on the DL. But that's there. I'll move these so that they're out of the way, or my face is out of the way. But all right, thank you everybody for watching. This was I always like opening cards and stuff, but Foil Ancient Days, that's pretty sweet. That's the main haul for today. Thank you to Andy and Kelsey over at Your Turn Games for sponsoring the channel and for sending me all of this. And yeah, we'll keep you all posted on more videos like this. I don't do a whole lot of box opening or pack opening stuff, but I like to do it once in a while, especially when I got to build up that Type 2 collection. So we'll see what decks I can brew up now, and I'll have to chase down those last 2 cards from times to come, I guess. Or maybe just buy another box, because I'm getting lucky now, right? I still need 2 more foils, so we'll see. All right. Thanks, everybody, for watching. We'll catch you all next time.